That's Neon Genesis Evangelion that you're talking about right there, isn't it?
I don't know if Liam was even recording at the time.
Yeah, he was. I saw the thing going, so there'll be a really quiet little... Yeah, it was good. It was good, like that. But this is the bonus podcast, so we can have a rough start, I reckon.
Yeah.
So Jake was just telling me about Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I've pronounced perfectly twice now, which I'm happy about.
Or, if you're American, Evangelion.
Gellion. Yeah, actually, I saw someone bring that up as a point of contention.
Sorry, these American people are telling me how to properly pronounce a Japanese TV show.
They say it in the Japanese version as well. They call them Evangelions.
Well, they can all
call it Neon Genesis. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Then, isn't it?
Fuck off.
It's Sean Bourne, Sean Bean. You can't have it both ways. Neon Genesis Evangelion. So it's Genesis now, whenever you want to say Genesis.
That's it, right? Neon Genesis Evangelion.
So this is the bonus podcast, as mentioned. There we were eating some Kit Kat Chunkies. Double.
Good. Yeah, it's like they're duos, man.
It was a good chunky as well.
So there's 2 Kit Kat Chunkies in there, so that was an experience. Yeah. But then the boys were just talking about a bit of Neon Genesis. So I thought, well, let's just fucking keep talking about it. What is it? It's an anime show, one of them old ones.
Legendary.
Yeah.
So it's got the black.
We're already on slippery ground here.
So it's got black bars on the left and right, so you know it's old.
It's pillar box, yeah.
4x3.
Yeah.
The best aspect ratio.
Well, what's weird is basically it's this anime show that everyone fucking wants shut up about.
It's on Netflix.
Well, yeah, it's not a Netflix original or nothing.
No, it's had a sort of new lease of life because Netflix announced they've got the exclusive streaming rights to it.
Yeah.
Without question, yeah.
And previously, the rights to it had been...
You hadn't seen it before it was on Netflix, right? So
I'd seen a bit of it, but not all of it. I finished it when it came on Netflix.
Yeah, so it's sort of definitely had a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah,
As with many things, you know...
Yeah, it's
Netflix
almost like
makes them relevant
it's almost like injecting a TV show directly into the homes of millions of people would.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is one of them things where you can imagine the VHSs of them are worth loads, right? You know, it's a proper cult following sort of thing, like Akira sort of thing. But it's, it's weird because of how timeless it is. Making something about technology timeless is tough.
Yeah.
The show's like nearly 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it's... Like some sci-fi is naff when you look back. Some of it really works really well because it's so crazy. Like, I don't know, like Blade Runner, like I think that's pretty cool. But when we do get flying cars, if we do, well, that'd just be stupid and laughable. But then that new Blade Runner, they made the cars boxy on that, but they still managed to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not shit. But there's a lot...
Visually naff, yeah, that's for sure. Like, you know, I think a flying car...
Yeah,
probably.
When we see a Maserati flying around, we're going to be like, a foxy little shit in Fraser. Then it's like when you're messing with technology, you're taking away the times aspect of it, right? I'll give you an example, a really grounded one. Like me and Sean a couple of years ago watched The Wire. For Sean, it was the first time. And the fucking phones and the technology in that date it so much.
Yeah.
And so
flip phones and slidey up phones.
Yeah, slidey up phones, and they always snap them in half after every call. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, burner. It's a burner
because like some crack addict will give you a call, like, snap it.
It's like if you watch an old spy movie, it's always steal a floppy disk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can just put it on a USB.
Exactly that. So like technology normally, but this is something. It's about mechs. There's a lot of technology involved in it. It's like a futuristic Tokyo kind of thing, and getting attacked by these giant creatures called angels, and I haven't even finished it. I've got like how many episodes left? 7.
You've got 7 episodes and an hour and a half movie.
Yeah, so basically the
more movies if you want to watch the Rebuild.
Yeah, I probably will. Because it's very good, and it's not like anything I've seen before, and that's something nice.
You said angels there, but I can't quite process what that is. Is it?
Sorry.
Do you mean angle?
Yes.
Do you mean angles?
Yes, very nice. Yeah, angles. Yes, they get hit from some crazy angles. Oh, fucking laser beam coming out of nowhere. But yeah, it's very good so far. Like, do you know what? Mechs and all that stuff. It's been done to death, hasn't it? Sci-fi. How many times is a Japanese company going to make something where a big thing destroys a city, mate? We've seen it loads, yeah? Been doing it for decades now, right? Whether it's Godzilla, Power Rangers, or what. Yeah. Stop doing it.
Well, they got nuked, though, didn't they? So they can keep doing it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but it's one of them, and it's like, how many times are we going to do a horror film about the trauma of childhood? It's good the first time.
We get it. People have traumatic childhoods.
It's true.
Move on.
Yeah, but I mean, no, but it's like, it's cool that it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
It's a clever metaphor the first time. It's an interesting metaphor the second time. The 50th time, it's a dead horse.
Well, it's a trope, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So seeing something so overly done, and it was in the 90s, which bit of a shit decade for a lot of things, I think. The worst decade for music, I reckon. The 90s easily.
There were some great films in the 90s.
Yeah, films. I would say
Face Off was in the 90s.
I would say
that is a classic.
Yeah,
I'll defend that to death.
I think favourably of the 90s when it comes to films. I'm with Liam there.
I actually
video
really
games,
fucking hate kids films from the 90s, right? The music pissing me off. I've told you this before. I've said it on the podcast before, I think. Like Hook and all that Danny Elfman stuff. The weird, the whole thing drags. Nothing drags like Edward Scissorhands style stuff. Maybe not directly Edward Scissorhands, but like anything like that. It's just like Matilda. That drags. It's a fucking drag. It's a chore watching anything from the 90s. Really don't like it. I don't know what it is.
I haven't watched Matilda for
I
a
haven't
long
got
time,
repressed childhood memories that I could maybe turn into a horror film.
Good.
What, Matilda?
Yeah.
I've seen it quite a few times, and I most recently saw
by
it
Danny
with Ellie.
DeVito.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito.
yes, he directed it. That's a good point about that. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I just don't associate the 90s with many good things, right? So when I saw this from the 90s, and it's a big tropey thing, and it's an anime series, it's got it going against it, but it's fucking good so far. So that was the intro about Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, which has got angles
excellent.
in it.
Yeah,
there's actually another Evangelion film out in 2020. I can't wait.
The final one.
The final
one. How are they going to do that? CGI or
after, I think it's got a limited theatrical engagement, whatever they call it.
Nice engagement figure.
And then, but what was it? So after Evangelion, they made a series of films called the Rebuild series, which is part remake, part completely new. And the fourth and final one is out next year.
So it's like a reimagining of the show condensed into 4 films, basically.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
If
like
you
don't want to watch, like it'll be a point where you don't have to watch this series. You could watch all 4 films technically. Mm-hmm. Nice, easy.
Well, not anymore because it's steered in a completely different direction.
Yeah. Well, you could still watch just one of them. It's like the book and the films. You don't have to read the Game of Thrones books after watching the show. But it's like
do you remember when I was telling you about they've got the stupid names Evangelion 1.11?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can open bracket not. Close bracket, redo.
Yeah.
Title of the first film.
Yeah. Well, they can fucking redo, can't they?
And that first one is almost a shot-for-shot remake of like the first 8 episodes.
But then they started reimagining.
But then they started making them slowly different to when the third one was massively, wildly different.
And then this is completely new plot. Up. And they announced this at some Anime Expo, like when they announced a bunch of really big things for anime world. It's probably insulting if we talk about it, to be honest, because half of it I don't know what it means. So there's going to be a new Dragon Ball. Uzumaki's getting adapted to fucking Cartoon Network of all things. Toonami, isn't it? Yeah, which is Adult Toonami? Swim, Warner Bros, Cartoon Network. Yeah. They're all.
It's their Japanese animation block.
Yeah,
it was on Cartoon Network when I was a kid.
Yeah, Toonami was it? Yeah. Did you ever watch that? By any chance?
Yeah.
It was at night time.
I remember watching Dragon Ball on it.
There was I used to watch Shaman King on there, and there was Monster Rancher and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a fucking bunch of news that came out of that anyway, and one of them was this.
Yeah.
I don't know if they showed off something just if you were there.
There was a clip, but it was in French and not subtitled, and it was filmed on like shaky cell phone. Because was
it in France?
They showed it at a film festival in France.
Well, that explains that then. I thought for some reason it was going to be in Japan.
I think it was French, but there was no subs.
Yeah,
so
right.
You couldn't understand any of it anyway.
It's half of it's about how good it looks, though, isn't it? I mean, cool,
I'm excited for it. I'll probably try and see it in the cinema if I can.
Do you know what? I reckon you won't be alone. When I worked in the cinema briefly, we had Dragon Ball Z movie, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And it sold out for 3 nights in a row.
Oh yeah,
really?
Broly.
Yeah, Broly. That's what
Dragon
it was.
Ball Broly.
And it was part of this thing, which I think Cinema would have discontinued now, where they would try like this company, and I think they were called :D, so like a smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they were called.
That was a company name. Yeah. And
how did you say that? Hi, I'm calling from :D.
:D. Yeah. It was :D. That's how you pronounced it.
But that sounds like some fucking pharmaceutical stuff. It's like.
Well, if they say I'm calling for smiley face
listen,
emoji,
you've got some serious problems. You need to take a serious course of :D.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Colonic irrigation.
Get it over the counter.
Yeah, I'm signing you up some :D, and it's
Okay, that I understand.
It's like one of those embarrassing prescriptions.
Yeah. I would be seen dead using :D. Well, anyway, so :D, the company, they like.
It's like an American advert. Do you remember the American adverts where they were?
Oh, yeah.
I showed you. Yeah, can we talk about that?
Yeah. So why were you watching American adverts?
Right, I watched MasterChef USA, but the full thing hasn't been uploaded to the UK TV. But for some reason, some fucking guy does God's work or pirates work and puts it on YouTube. The full episode is on YouTube, so I'm like, it's on YouTube, it's fair game.
Yeah.
I click on it, and this person's put the full episode of the latest episode of MasterChef USA, which I'm heavily invested in. I've seen every episode of every season, including MasterChef Junior, and I need to know what's going on. Right? They were in London this last episode, right? It's the finale on Thursday,
right.
So I'm fucking buzzing for that, boys. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, someone had uploaded the whole thing, and they included in the advert breaks. So MasterChef USA, as you can imagine, is just like fucking trash daytime, not daytime, but like tea time TV, dinner time TV. So the last time I watched American TV was Breaking Bad live finale or something like that. I didn't want to wait, and someone sent me a link to a live stream, so I just watched the full thing, and it was just full on with the adverts. And this was the Breaking Bad finale. It was on after the Watershed. It was like 2 a.m. UK time, 9 o'clock at night America, and it was adverts for like Chevrolet, adverts for like luxury items.
Yeah.
This is just your trash TV. So I thought, what? And for every American watching, I understand that I'm over explaining your commercial breaks, but listen, all right? The rest of the world is fucking fascinating how obsessed you guys are with selling fucking medication. Every fucking second advert.
Colon D.
It was like advert for Olive Garden, unlimited breadsticks. Advert for like depression medication. Advert for like a holiday home. Advert for hair.
Colon D.
Colon D.
It's all over it.
Well, so there was actually, it was like a vitamin D supplement. We can call it Colon D if you want. But it's all like subscription services. For $8.99 a month, you can buy some like prescription medicine. It will make your nails grow stronger. But like, so me and Sean were like laughing at like how weird it was that like they put so much money into advertising. But of course they do, because they're a medical company. And we tallied up by the end of it. It was like $37.99 a month, and we would never be depressed. We'd have amazing hair and nails, and we'd have nice, fresh smelling breath.
That's all right for 40 quid.
It will work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just couldn't. So yeah, Colon, and it was all stuff like that, and so I was so like bewildered by it, right? Because like I just get impressed and amazed by like the most stupid things. I was here and I was like, guys, we need to look, we need to share. So we were searching for on YouTube American adverts, but of course all the videos that came up were like exciting ones, or like top 10 most disgusting adverts, top 10 sexiest adverts that shouldn't be on TV. And it was like, we just wanted a normal ad break from like August 16th, 2018.
Is that so much to ask for? Do you know what I mean?
And we found it, but it was like someone recording from their mobile.
It was weird, yeah. Anyway, that wasn't a story worth telling, but that came about because Colon D sounds like a medicine that you might have in one of them adverts.
And they were a company that tried but failed to put a long lease line of anime shows into a cinema that I used to work with, which is a little bit similar to the fact that Liam wants to go and see an anime on the big screen. Thank you very much.
That is the most
honestly
off on a tangent I think we have ever.
Somebody had said Jake always gets put off on a tangent in the podcast, and I thought I won't take that personally.
And here we are.
That was like a rabbit warren. We went down so many tunnels, man.
Do you know what else I will try and see in the cinema? Weathering with You, the latest film from the Your Name guy.
Oh yeah,
also an anime.
I saw a tweet about this.
Also an anime. But if that's in a cinema, I will try and see that.
Well, Your Name was in a cinema. Actually.
It was in IMAX near us as well.
Fucking regret not seeing that.
I know, I want to see that in IMAX, but
we'll go and see it. Tell you what, we did see in a cinema. It's good, that wasn't it? Well,
in IMAX as well.
Me and Liam did see it together in IMAX.
We did.
Mike went with his brother to see it.
I saw it a while ago. Yeah,
we all saw it a while
expressed
ago.
my
Now it's
feelings
been about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Did you? Oh yeah, so you did. Well, yeah, we caught up and we watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite good, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've already said what I've got to say about it.
Did you
but I can't
actually?
remember. Yes.
Wow, bad that I can't remember because
He gave it 6 hateful 8s out of 8. I remember that.
Yeah, so you
whatever
did.
ranking system that was.
Right, well,
I didn't talk about it much, but I don't have. It's difficult to talk about without
spoiling it. Yeah.
Because of the way.
Well, we won't talk about. Do you know
again,
what
I can't even finish that sentence without.
No,
if
doesn't
I'm going
matter.
to commit to not.
We can
spoiling
give
it.
Hang on a
general
minute.
thoughts and feelings.
What day is it today? Sunday.
Yeah.
We've seen Ad Astra, aren't we? Soon.
Yeah, we were going to watch Ad Astra on Wednesday, so that's a new Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt in space.
There you go.
Being
We'll do
grumpy.
that. That'd be good.
Yeah, in the next bonus one. Yeah.
Let's talk about Ad Astra.
I'll tell you what I saw then, because I forgot that was like 2 weeks away or whatever, and we did mention it last podcast. I saw It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not good.
Good. Quite good. Probably better than the first one. I would say. Now, but I don't know if everyone will agree with me there.
Yeah.
It depends how. Funnily enough, I feel like I'm not being more up my own arse than someone else for a change, so that's good. What I'm saying is, It Chapter 1 was a goofy fucking film about a stupid fucking clown. Well, not really a clown, but like a stupid demon. But he's like, it's got a bit funny in there.
Yeah.
It's a stupid concept, but they were trying to take it a bit too seriously, right? They didn't put like that Stranger Things style humor in there. I don't think there was this really weird attempt at humor where the kids were all saying stuff like "I'll suck your mum's dick" and like weird, overly teenage insults that were like, "Oh, and this is so cool because this is actually how kids would really talk." Like, you know, you're gay, your mom's gay. It was literally stuff like that, and it was like it's juvenile.
I don't know, mate. Kids are pricks, so maybe they do talk.
Yeah, maybe they do. But there was that in there, and then it was propped up, barely propped up by this limp adult cast of like 2D characters. Like the dad abuses his daughter and the mum is a hypochondriac, so they were all boring and the kids were like really like fleshed out compared to the adults. So everyone was talking about how amazing the kids were, and then there was a stupid fucking clown following around, but it was taking itself too seriously. And then this second one is just had this like weird bit of self-awareness. We've got this film about this fucking clown going around, and it's just a bit silly with it. And I like that. And I think everybody that doesn't like that is because they want a bit of realism in their film about a stupid fucking clown killing everybody. And you can't have it both ways. You can't have it where you've got this comedian clown, because he's funny, and in this one he's even funnier, telling jokes and saying stuff like "kiss me, fat boy" when he's chasing people, like, and be dead serious.
Yeah.
And it's about aliens and gods and this and that. So I liked it because of that.
Yeah.
But I see that the reviews for it have been a bit meddling because of that as well. So like I like that about it, but what people didn't like about it was the same thing.
I think but we're in a different situation to like almost everyone who's going to want to watch it this time, because I definitely didn't love it.
No.
You didn't love it, and
I actually left it being pissed off. Actually,
I was not a fan of Chapter 1.
So so we're in a slightly unusual situation where everyone's going in with different expectations to what we have. And I haven't seen it, so
and that's true. They shouldn't be making it for us. They should be making it for people that like the first one.
Yeah.
Because they've impressed somebody like me who didn't really like the first one, and you should never aim to impress people that don't like your stuff anyway. Yeah. Because fuck those people. But they did it, and that's cool. But then on the flip side, it was like, so I went to see it with Kale, and my mum also like, oh my god, it's different, and that's all they can say about it. Yeah. But I don't know if they liked it or didn't like it. I haven't asked them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
There was good stuff in the first one, but there's just the background stuff is what it gets like a lot of credit for, I suppose, isn't it? Like where the scenes where it does that nice thing of things.
It does that nice
thing. Creepy things are in the background.
Yeah.
It's just slightly out of frame.
Yeah, I actually I wasn't taking a piss, and I didn't know if you meant.
No, I was just saying a regular sentence, mate. And
that's the tricky thing about it, just being a word like that, isn't it?
Did you mean
it is?
It, yeah. Oh, fucking got you again.
Let's quit.
Quit with an it at the end. But it was difficult for me to enjoy for some reason the first one, because of things we've talked about before with it, Chapter 1 loads, like the music cues being the crutch for like, there's a scary thing. But they had all that shit. But they had it's like it was directed with a view to being a film where there's creepy stuff in the background, but then in editing or something, someone's gone, well, let's put this static radio thing just going at the beginning, because someone's later on gone.
It's a bad horror film, I think.
Yeah, and someone,
as a drama, all right.
Someone later on adding that bad horror stuff in is what I felt anyway. And like the intention, like whoever in terms of direction of that, I think it's okay. So
I think 2 steps away from that further still, that like, apart from the clear build up, bang, bang, bang jump scares, like, it's not even a horror film. It's like almost Goonies-esque.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you have to stop and give the film time to just get a scare out of the way. That's what that's what's so funny about this film, is like
the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one to some extent as well. Like you know a scare's coming, and you're like, right, come on then, get on the scare. Scare happens, and you're like, all right, now we can carry on with the plot. Like it never feels necessary, but it's like in the way. Like I'm gonna tell you something. It's not really a spoiler, but it's something, and it's something so minor to the plot, but takes up about 45 minutes of the film. So here it is. So like they all need to, for some reason or another, I'm gonna do it like this so I don't spoil anything. For some reason or another, they need to gather certain items scattered all around the town of Derry, like a side quest, and they all have to split up to do it. Even though they've already established they'll be stronger when they fight it together, and they are by themselves weaker because he can tap into their fears or whatever. But they all split up anyway, and all go looking for these individual items. And each,
so that's bad writing.
Yeah, and very irritating. And the fact that every single person... What I'm about to say now is the formula for all of the scenes. The person in question goes to the area they need to go to gather this thing. Wherein...
It's a fucking German test.
Wherein they find the item... But on the way out of this location, wherever it is, whether it's the house, the school, the library, or any other Silent Hill 2 fucking location, it is waiting for them in the form of X's biggest fear, innit? It's like this. You watch that scene play out, then the next scene is the next person doing this, then the next scene is the next person doing this, and it's like you're watching the same thing written. It's like watching... like somebody testing out different ideas. Yeah. Like it's just like...
Do you know what it sounds like? It sounds like TV. It sounds like a Netflix season where like in the first episode, it's an 8-parter. The first episode, they've split up for whatever reason, and then one of them is over here, one of them is over here, and then there's an episode
but
each.
Imagine if they all had to go through a door, but the door was in a different house, and then they all went through the house, and they all stopped and made a hot drink, and the drink was different. But it's like it's so obviously the same. You're like... It's so paint by numbers. Yeah. It's not shocking. And so it gets to the point where even that is like undermine the scare. So you're going, I wonder what form it is going to take now. But on top of that, it's so obvious because if you've seen It Chapter 1, you know that what Beverly is scared of. You know what the guy who's a hypochondriac is scared of, the leper guy. Like, so it's like the horror falls so flat. They know it and they've kind of just gone, fuck it. We're going to go mad then. And they go mad.
But that's why you've enjoyed it in a weird way.
Because it's stupid and it knows it's being stupid. And it's like, it embraced it's being stupid. But that is like probably irritating for somebody that's really invested in it as a drama and then gone, hang on, why is it telling jokes? Why is it being so stupid? And why... But it's just weird. And what I found was so weird is I don't really like it when serious stuff is got jokes in it. I don't really like horror films with jokes in it. I like it to be serious. And I don't normally like comedy stuff, do I? So the fact that all of this somehow worked for me is a shocker, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's so 80s style. Like, it's like using these, like, radios turning on as jump scares is so cheap and like 90s miniseries
and
80s.
Can be done completely in post as well. It's like,
yeah.
If you haven't got a scare in like quarter of an hour, just put one of them after 7 minutes.
Yeah,
you've probably got a radio in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just slow zoom on that and then do it.
It feels like it was like the first one was tampered with to hit a quota. Like this is like I feel like it knows that all of the things that's fun about it happened 30 years ago, so it just leans into it. So yeah, that's what I thought of It Chapter 2. I liked it more than the first one. I think the overall story of it is so stupid that if they did do like what the book did with like the turtle and stuff, then how they couldn't have pulled it off without taking the piss out of itself. Like even what happens in this one at the end, and like there's no way that they could have played that straight the whole time. So yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a weird one. That
I still sort of want to watch it, but not. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm expecting, and I don't think I'll watch it like in the cinema. But I still just sort of fancy. I just want to see what it's about.
I always want to go and watch a horror film in the cinema because I just always have, right? And I always try and want to support it because I know at the end of the day, if I don't go and see them, they'll stop making them. Or if we all do, you know what I mean? If everybody stops watching them, then
you're doing your bit, aren't you, mate?
I am. But then It Chapter 1 is like the highest grossing horror film ever, adjusted for inflation. Yeah. But it is like, so I didn't need to go and see it, but I just thought, well, I think what it is the Haunting of Hill House has changed me a lot. Seriously, by the way, that really was superb. I only just watched it like last month. Fucking amazing. But like I didn't watch it because it was getting hyped and it put me off. I didn't get in on day 1. I was in there on day 2, and I heard everyone talking about how amazing it was, and I was like, the rabble are talking about this. Like this new one, Marianne or whatever on Netflix. All the headlines. The scariest horror film, the scariest horror series, the scariest, terrifying, you'll be sleepless. And it makes me just think, fuck off. You've written that about It Chapter 2. You write that about Get Out.
Hereditary,
you write that
don't
about Us.
remember.
You've just got the same copy and paste template that you use for every single horror film. You don't do it for any other genre.
But that's like the, that's the fucking Google algorithm playing into the thing of, headlines have to be extreme, and then when it's a horror, it's so easy to say it's the scariest film ever.
It's true, but to that point, horror's always done it. Even since the days of The Exorcist, it was like fans disgusted. Like, tabloidism, like that whole thing.
The classic is when you see the trailer and it's audience reactions inside the screen.
So like, there's a 1955 film called The Tingler, and that was the first one to do it.
That does sound terrifying.
And that was the first. Yeah, it's about mint shower gel.
Yeah, a scrub. It's got microbeads in it.
No, so that's the first one that actually did that. So it's been known as a way for horror for decades, but I hate it because it means nothing. And imagine if it was like, new Tom Cruise film is the most actionist film ever. Can't believe you'll be left full of adrenaline for at least 2 hours.
Funnily enough, I did see headlines like that about Mission Impossible Fallout.
Mission Impossible Fallout will leave you feeling so pumped you'll be on decaffeinated drinks for 4 days. Like, I don't know. So I want to go and see it for myself.
It does. I mean, it's just hyperbolic. Like, it does happen, like with other stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it does happen with I mean, it used to happen all the time with, like, the laugh out loud film of the decade or whatever.
Oh,
that always used to happen.
Do you know what my most hated one is? The feel good film of the year.
Yeah.
I've seen about 10 or 12 trailers on TV that have all been the feel good film of 2019.
This is one very recent. I think I might have said this to you guys before, right? But keep an eye on it as well, especially. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
One to watch from Jake.
No, because when I tell you can't unsee it.
Yeah, all right.
Every Netflix stand-up is by the king of something comedy.
Oh,
the king of unabridged comedy, or the king of unadulterated, or the king of no chill, the king of unfiltered. Everyone is the king of something comedy, and it's every stand-up.
The king of deadpan, the king of the one-liner, the king of...
Absolutely. And it's because king of comedy looks and sounds so...
And it's a good film by Martin Scorsese.
The king of I don't know what Martin Scorsese is the king of in New York.
King of gangster films, I guess.
Crime dramas.
The king of crime
That's got a bit of alliteration in it.
But it's I think that the fact that horror films get sold on that rather than the plot, and I love that. The plot, I mean, I have to get in there now straight away because I don't want a Haunted in Hill House to get me again. I can't believe I waited over a year to watch that, basically. Yeah. Wait, it's not been a year, but,
Not far off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hereditary was the one that got me, really, because I was like... Because that is one where everyone was saying, like you're saying, everyone was saying, this is the fucking scariest film since whatever, The Exorcist and all that, and it's a real new high point in horror, and I was really, really excited, and... I liked the cast and I liked the trailer and everything about it, and then we went to watch it and it was like
7 out of 10.
Exactly. I might have enjoyed it if I hadn't read all that shit.
Yeah, no,
we
saw that day one as well, didn't we? But that was just from the critics.
We rushed there, man. Yeah.
You've got to set your expectations accordingly.
Yeah,
I think.
And it's like
I know I'm bad for overhyping stuff quite a lot.
Well, the beauty of streaming stuff like this Netflix shite is that unless you've got these like uni lad fucking lad Bible fucking Metro articles written an hour into a fucking 30
having seen 20 minutes of the first episode, I believe.
Which is true story, by the way. This Marianne, there's an article out there, I can't remember if it's Metro or Lad Bible. An hour after the thing went live, they had put an article saying it's the scariest show Netflix has ever done. I immediately was like feeling like looking after my fucking true love Haunting the Hill House, right? So I'm like, let's fucking see. The article is about how scary it is, using loads of hyperbole, and then it's a bunch of tweets put together from people who probably also watched only the first episode, because remember, it's only been out an hour. And then at the bottom it has a little footnote saying that the person wrote 20 minutes, watched 20 minutes, the first episode, and then they rushed to write this article.
And then it's an article that comes up when you search, that's basically one of the top results when you search Marianne review. So if you wanted to review a bit, if you wanted to know if it was any good, that's one of the first ones.
It
really
fucking annoys me,
Yeah, it's bad.
So anyway, am I going to watch Marianne? Yeah, straight away. I need to get in on the ground floor. But that, mate, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll save it for Halloween special. I want to talk about Haunted Hill House one time, but not now.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
respectable.
Yeah. Liam.
Yeah.
How about you talk for a little bit? Because that was half an hour.
Okay.
Have you watched anything?
I'm trying to think, really, because I've watched a fair bit of shite on Netflix. Shite being a possible descriptor for some of the stuff I watched. I watched a series called Woo Assassins, which I watched a while ago, but I keep forgetting I even watched it.
It took me a second to process what you said, and I thought you said "we assassins."
No,
like we assassins up in here.
Assassins.
Yeah.
So it's a series on Netflix with the lead guy from The Raid.
Yeah.
If you remember him?
Yeah.
He's the lead actor. He's also the lead action choreographer in it. So it's got some pretty damn good fight scenes in it.
Yeah.
But the best review I've seen of it describes it as basically the Jackie Chan adventures with gore and F-bombs. And that is a very accurate descriptor.
Jackie Chan Adventures, the cartoon.
Yep. And that is a very accurate descriptor, you know. It's the Jackie Chan adventures with a bit of gore and some F-bombs.
That sounds good, though.
It's honestly, it's so cheesy. It is a good, like, Sunday afternoon watch.
Yeah.
You put it on, you're going to get some good fight scenes, some incredibly cheesy save the world plot.
Yeah.
And then, just some amazing action.
Not a Sunday afternoon watch for us, though, is it, mate? Because this is what we're doing on Sunday afternoon.
But I've already seen it. And it's decent, you know. And the main plot is guy from the Raid. His name's actually like Iko Uwais or something. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, well, I assumed it wasn't Guy from the Raid.
No. But he plays a chef called Kai, who somehow mysteriously inherits the power of the Wu assassin.
Yeah.
And he has to kill these like 5 ancient warlords called the Woos, and they've all got elemental powers.
When you say ancient, have they been alive the whole time?
No, it like passes from person to person.
Oh, so it's like a bloodline.
Kind of, except anyone can have this power.
Right.
There's something involving a tortoise shell as well.
Oh, right.
That's part of the plot.
Oh.
It's very cheesy, and
sounds like I'm hooked already.
It's got the dialogue is very bad. Like even like just in between the fight scenes, the story developments are very cheesy. But the opening fight scene is set to a K-pop song, so what's not to like?
Yeah, and it's fucking sick choreography as well, isn't it? Probably.
And it's got some amazing choreography. Yeah.
When you said the action choreography was done by him, I was thinking, what other choreography is there? And he didn't do that, so what could it have been? But I guess none. Dance. There's no dancing in there, is there?
There's no dancing, no. A lot of fighting, a lot of flipping, a lot of kicking.
I watched some YouTube content with a capital C recently.
Oh yeah.
So you saying you watched a YouTube video?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And it was actually pretty fucking good, right? There's these lads like who have they're like VFX artists or something.
Yeah.
And they've had a channel for ages, but then they realised that it's the most YouTubey thing ever, right? They realised that loads of people are saying, you know, like, I don't know, like, astrophysicist reacts to the physics of Interstellar or something.
Yeah. Is that perhaps something to do with which they can't see, so it doesn't matter, but I can see right now, we got Mike's TV up, we got Death Stranding video on, and then there's like,
Stuntmen react.
Next, there's VFX artists react.
Yeah. So I watched one of these, right?
And 3 guys with beards.
So they've basically become a really successful channel in the last like fucking 2 months or something by being professional VFX artists who react to the VFX in films. But then they did one with a stuntman, and he started talking about, and he's been in some fucking stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then he was going through like, you know, John Wick and all that. And he sort of like shredded the Raid, and it really hurt me, but he's totally fucking right. And in the Raid, he says that they do this classic stuntman thing of, if you look at the main guy and the main guy who's fighting, that's where your focus is meant to be. But there's a lot of like flailing in the Raid, and that's part of the martial arts style. But there's basically loads of like airtime in it where the stuntmen are just sort of just going like this, like flailing their arms around.
Yeah.
And because they've got no one to fight, so the main guy's like flailing his arms around, and he hits a guy, and then that guy sort of stumbles backwards for a very long time, and then he just sort of pointed out like all like these stuntmen who are like just dancing, basically, just around the action
You
in a
can
very
see
like.
that in some of the like John Wick 2 especially,
Yeah.
where like new like enemies or whatever enter the set, but they take like a time to like look around because Keanu Reeves is obviously reloading.
Yeah.
So they're like waiting to get shot by Keanu Reeves.
The best one they showed, right, was in The Dark Knight Rises. And so it's like Catwoman and Batman on some rooftop seat, and I sort of vaguely remember it. And then there's just a load of Bane's like goons, and then one of the goons, just like falls over. He's just like stood in the background, and he runs into frame, and he just sort of collapses down, right? Because he's just, they were just thinking they'd chuck a batarang at him or something, but that doesn't happen. So he just like runs in and falls down. I don't know. It was worth watching. You're right, then.
I'm okay. Carry on.
Yeah.
Choking
You're
on my
killing
coffee.
me.
You might not have heard.
I'm
killing him.
Yeah, you. With
what
facts.
happened was
Dropping some
right,
knowledge
yeah.
bombs on him.
I was going
I
to say,
laughed
what should
while
I do?
taking a swig, so it went down the wrong way. Now I'm dying.
That was the same cup, that Mike spoke into in the first one.
Yeah, it's the cursed
Possessed,
mug.
man.
The cursed mug,
Yeah.
So that's what I've been watching. I haven't watched any fucking real stuff. I've rewatched Star Wars.
To be
because
fair,
I went away.
knew that you guys hadn't been to the cinema, that's why I took so long on it. I was like, well, we're spent on
You're taking one for the team, were you, when you were fucking...
No, you're going on and on and on. Yeah.
I've mostly played games this week.
Yeah, I don't know
enough.
what I have actually done, because I've only recently got back from
You got married.
getting married and that.
You can only use that for one more week, and then the immunity wears off.
But then we're still in the same week, because you guys came over to record on Tuesday.
That's the fact of the matter. Is it's been 4 days since we recorded the last
Yeah,
podcast. So
yeah. So I've not watched anything new. I've watched. I told you I watched Star Wars when I got back, and I got a little theory that I don't think I've said out loud, apart from to you guys. Oh no, I told the guys in work, and they were big fans of it.
Oh yeah, the guys in work as well.
Yeah,
Wow,
listen,
it's good enough
listen,
for these guys.
yeah.
Around everyone.
Go on.
So the new Star Wars. I can't even remember what my thing was, but I was watching. So I got home from my wedding, and I watched Empire Strikes Back immediately, and I watched Return of the Jedi as well.
Right.
There's a lot of Princess Leia talk in it. A lot of Leia is the Leia is the other Skywalker and all this, right? There is another Skywalker. Yoda says it's his dying words. It's a pretty big deal. Like Yoda's dying words are Leia is there. No, there is another Skywalker.
Yeah.
Right. Yoda dies.
Yeah.
I'm out. Nothing comes of it. Nothing comes of there is another Skywalker apart from. Well, I don't know. Apart from Leia floating through space in The Last Jedi, which just happened very
That was
recently.
like her first demonstration of force power.
Ultimate
really,
power.
wasn't it?
Yeah, like she can talk to Luke across space.
Apart from like some telekinesis going on.
Yeah. Otherwise, she's she's not done that much.
No, she
And
hasn't.
then
Right.
so
Well, she's an accomplished wartime general.
absolutely. Yeah.
Apart from the mortal.
Let me walk that
achievement.
back immediately. Of course, she's the leader of the rebellion. But what this
She
is
hasn't flown around though, is she? Like,
no. But what all this is about is, Rise of Skywalker. Okay, everyone's like, oh, maybe it's this guy, maybe it's Anakin, maybe it's
Ray.
whatever. A little
The character
bit.
that they've been building up for like
Yeah, but then
4
but then
hours.
you wouldn't
She's
go.
got the Force.
That's too obvious of a prediction, then, isn't it? Because then she doesn't. You don't know who her parents is. She'd be like Anakin Skywalker, like made by the Force type of thing.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, just leave it to me, mate.
Exactly,
all right?
I'm not qualified
So,
to
but
question
Rey
that.
would be too. Like, of course, she seems like she could be, some lost Skywalker kid, right, or something, because she's really strong in that. Yeah. Is it Ben?
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. But what if it's fucking Leia? I reckon
She's dead.
Not in the films.
Not in the
real
films,
life
she's not.
She is.
But they well, yeah. Wait, not in the films?
no.
Well, what
Carrie
happened?
Fisher died in real life, but
What happened then?
What do you mean? Did you not seen it?
she
Yeah,
filmed.
I've seen it. She
She
flies
f-
through space, but then what happens?
Right,
I
okay.
thought she flew onto that ship and then that ship exploded, didn't
No,
it? Pink-haired
she's in the
woman
film
did.
for another 2 hours.
Doing what?
She just gets well again. She's back on
I
her
can't
feet.
remember it.
She escapes again at the end.
Yeah,
When
and
Rey comes to rescue them on the Falcon.
so she's alive and well, mate. So, right, listen
And
to
Carrie Fisher filmed all her scenes for this last
I was
one
about to say,
before she passed.
unfortunately, there's been one inconvenience to the plot thread
No,
wherein the
but
actress has died.
This is a realm where there is such a thing as a Force ghost, right?
Yeah.
So just because she's dead, that ain't the end of the story, mate.
No, in real life, there's no Force ghosts. I'm on about in real life, she's dead.
Yeah,
but
I'm
look
not saying like call time fucking
Did you
6 a.m. We need fucking.
Did you not see the end
Carrie
of Rogue
Fisher's
One?
Force Ghost?
Where they digitally recreated young Carrie Fisher.
Yeah,
At the end
so
of Rogue
they've
One.
recreated
Peter Cushing.
Grand Moff
Peter Cushing,
Tarkin,
yeah.
and Peter Cushing, to give him his actual name, and
They'll probably do it to poor Peter Mayhew, even though you just need someone in a suit.
yeah, it'll just be someone else in the suit, I imagine.
I don't know, but they'll want to recreate him anyway. Yeah. It's Disney.
But my little dawning realization was, actually, it's more of like I would like it to be the fact that Leia is actually like, it's sort of Luke Skywalker's sort of arc, but then it's really Darth Vader's arc, and it's always about Luke and it's about Darth Vader, but then Leia is also another Skywalker who's got all this power and stuff, and she does, but nothing really comes of it. And they sort of signed off on Harrison Ford in the Force Awakens. They signed off on Mark Hamill in The Last Jedi, even though I think he's in the new one, isn't he? Mark Hamill's going to be.
I think he's as a Force ghost.
Yeah, but his story sort of signed off.
They all just Force ghosts.
Yeah, exactly. Don't question it. So then,
like Force Awakens was the end of Han Solo's story.
Yeah.
Last Jedi, the end of Luke's.
yeah. So then the third one.
Third character.
So Leia is like the last one. So Leia, wouldn't it be cool if the Rise of Skywalker is that Leia is like, that's it. But then instead of like her dying and becoming like, some like your average Force ghost.
Force ghost.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or doing like an Emperor thing and becoming like the evil fucking an ultimate corrupting power. Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if it turned out she was like the ultimate,
Good power.
Yeah. The
so
benevolent.
like the Emperor and Leia are like God and Satan.
Galadriel and Sauron, mate. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll take that as well. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Though I just think that I don't know what exactly a rising Skywalker is, but then the titles are never like quite so literal. Like Attack of the Clones, did they?
Yeah.
The clones did attack in that film though.
What's it called?
They attacked
Rise
the enemy,
of the Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah.
So Rise is just like. To grow into power or whatever.
Return of the Jedi, but Luke didn't really go away, and
Yeah.
The Empire
that was more
Strikes.
of like a sort of Luke was the last Jedi, wasn't he? Again.
Yeah, but it's not.
But
it's not the kind of. It's not a literal descriptor of here's what happens in this one. Like.
But if she could.
No, I know what you mean.
But I mean, no, it could definitely be about her still because you can just rise.
Yeah, as in something happens where it becomes apparent that she is actually been some balancing thing with the Emperor or something. Something that. So what I mean is that the Skywalker in the Rise of Skywalker is Leia and not.
Yeah.
One of the men.
It could work, but could be Rey.
I think it'd be nice. Yeah, but the Rey is like, who is like? There's still such a big question mark about who she is. So she would be too obvious, really.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering though, because the film isn't full of twists and turns, right? Well, these ones haven't been, have they? But
you mean the one where it's just no, I am your father, where it turns out Darth Vader?
No, that one. No, I mean this new trilogy.
Well,
because that's what I was thinking. There was that big twist in that one.
Han Solo dying was a bit of a fucking twist. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, like the Skywalker thing, Darth Vader thing. Sorry, is like hidden in plain sight. It's a twist like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he was there.
It's a Shakespearean twist.
So the trilogy before the prequels, did they have like a moment like that? Like
the prequels or the original trilogy?
The prequels.
The prequels had the Palpatine one, even though you knew it was coming.
Okay, yeah, right.
They didn't really have any big "I am your father" twists.
So I guess so in this one, Kylo Ren being Han Solo and Leia's son.
Yeah,
we already know that.
Yeah, but there could be room for a big
but then
twist.
This is sort of what I mean. Is like everyone's going straight to he's the Skywalker because he's Leia's son. But what about Leia?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Why are we just writing Leia off?
She's a female
just
vessel
she's
for the men, the boys,
exactly.
The Force
like
boys.
Some fucking Henry VIII shit going on.
Yeah.
Where she's just but she's shown cool like that she can do cool stuff, but then what happened with Star Wars was The Last Jedi. Like just they set loads of stuff up with The Force Awakens, and then The Last Jedi they just fucking.
The problem with that
just went left because it was a different creative team, wasn't it?
Yeah, they didn't have an outline in place for the overall story.
So the Force Awakens stuff, they just went, let's go this way with it, and they just took a hard left turn with everything. But then you could justify quite a few things that happen in The Last Jedi. You know, chief among them floating through space unharmed
because she's a literal god.
By Herbie and some Palpatine
It'd be interesting if like she was like keeping a cap on. It's big spoilers.
Well, it's balanced.
It's a long time now, but Lost.
Yeah,
the two forces keeping each other like completely coerced and
that's fighting. What Star Wars is, isn't it? So they always talk about balance and bring balance.
So if the Emperor and
Leia
are like kind of just aggroing each other, so as long as they're in a constant battle, the Emperor can't fuck up the whole world, and then Rey and Kylo Ren have to get on with something.
But then you could because this is going to be the ultimate end of the Skywalker thing from episode 1 to episode. So if there's loads of good reasons for it. Like Anakin he's meant to be the one that brings balance to the Force. Maybe he is by giving birth, by being the father of Leia. When Leia dies, Palpatine dies because then there has to be balance. There's loads of reasons. There's loads of reasons for it.
Well, let me tell you this. If this is a
the main last one. This is like the last half hour, isn't it? But the other way.
Yeah.
This is the main reason, right? Genuinely, that I think that Leia is the rising Skywalker because the first teaser trailer for the new Star Wars was her musical theme. So at first I thought it was Han and Leia's theme because I was being a dick. It's not Han and Leia's theme. It's Leia's theme.
Right. Mike doesn't really use Reddit, so if you want to steal this and put it on there, all the karma is yours, you know.
I thought someone else would have thought of this, but of course they haven't.
I'll say this, somebody that's a very, very casual fan, not even a fan, a casual watcher, right? I can't even remember that she didn't die. Can't remember what she did. She's a pretty important character, isn't she?
Why are you telling me this? Are you just trying to hurt my feelings?
No,
or something?
not at all.
Why are you saying it then?
I'm saying it because
you bastard.
To your point, that can't be her wrapped, can it?
No,
Everyone else, I remember what happened to Han Solo. They make it memorable.
Yeah.
To honour her, she has to have a good, complete arc.
Yeah.
But what happened was so not memorable.
Yeah.
To me, the space thing, can't remember her surviving and stuff like that. So what I mean is, what I'm trying to say is, she'll go out with a bang, and the fact that she hasn't yet means that
I don't know if but she.
Do you get what I'm saying though?
It would be so appropriate. Like they've got to give her a good send off. She's
go out with a bang. Oh, I see, because she's dead, and that's why you were like. I was thinking, why is that bad to say? Well, still,
but think about it, right? She's also I don't know how much you know about this sort of stuff, right? But she's quietly like a really, really important part of the dialogue and the writing of Star Wars because George Lucas...
Carrie Fisher now.
Carrie Fisher, because George Lucas couldn't write for shit. So if you actually see the Star Wars... Well, you know, he could invent worlds and stuff, but he wasn't... When it came to actually how people talk...
Yeah, I heard about this.
She would just go through the scripts and nah... No one would speak like that. And she
was quite a prolific script doctor in Hollywood.
But then no one really... She doesn't really get celebrated. There's no fucking script doctor credit in the film credits and stuff. Yeah. So her being... as an actor and as a real life person being like secretly the fucking powerful force behind the thing. Fucking hell. Come on. If it's not that, I'm going to be fuming.
You've sold me, to be honest. It's quite good that it's like, and you know, again, because of the sort of the weight of Carrie Fisher actually being dead, I feel like this is disrespectful, but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. I read the Jar Jar Binks being a bad guy theory, and that was so credible. I'm quite annoyed that that's not real. This is like that. But did you read that?
Yeah,
it's quite good, isn't it? Like, you know.
Yeah, because of how directly linked he is to all the fucking bad shit that happens.
Yeah. But like he has this like drunken master style.
He's an agent of chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
But
the fact that his Snoke wasn't him is fucking annoying.
I would love, and then you know, Snoke, like what the hell was all that about? But I would love it if that would be the case. If the Rise of the Skywalker was like Leia's capping off Leia's story, and they need to leave it to like a new generation and stuff. They keep saying that, but then she's like the last one who they haven't, you know, of the main trio, I suppose, that they haven't signed off on properly. And
that's true. That's true.
She's still alive and in the film.
Yeah. Everyone else has a really big exit from the story, right? Like,
but even like Luke's is just sort of buying time and like saving the rebellion. And it's like building up to this, like, well, Leia's left. What could she possibly do?
Yeah.
Han Solo's died.
That has to be a finale, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of reasons.
It's quite good that. That's good. That.
Yeah, I didn't explain it very well, but
Well, I think no, you did. It's probably just not as good as it is in your head. But to me, it sold it. Like no one's going to argue with that.
Thanks.
The theme thing is the touch that makes me laugh. Because you have to be.
Why would they do that?
What?
Why would they do
I
that?
don't know. Because that's a serious conversation that they've got to have. Like,
yeah.
Well,
what bit of music do we
John,
use?
can you make us a trailer? No. I think it'd be thematically perfect to use Leia's theme, and everyone's like, weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? There's got to be a reason.
Yeah. When they put that trailer out, the first thing I said to both you guys was John Williams is still the fucking king, and I didn't know why I was saying that at the time.
Oh.
Just that I loved it, right?
Yeah,
Just that I thought
this
is amazing.
I remember. Yeah.
But then now I realise what the theme is and stuff, because the theme in Star Wars is very, very light. It's just like one little flute. But we live in 2019, so everything's a fucking Inception horn. Yeah, everything's an Inception horn and a fucking synthetic drums, isn't it? So it's a good theory, I think.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
I'll just say, this is how people ended up being so disappointed in The Last Jedi. Because they had so many fan theories and ideas going from Force Awakens.
It's just cute
and
that
none of
people
them panned out.
are so invested in it.
Oh,
it takes a lot to get people... Because you're drawing all this on very logical, real things that happened in, like... 8 films previous.
Yeah.
You can't do that if you're making shit films, can you? So that's pretty fucking cool that people can like clearly make a very like I'm sure there's some equally as interesting points about complete like someone else like this like top 10 reasons why this is Kylo Ren's fucking
But
I bet you that's equally as compelling.
But they're wrong though, because, and let me tell you, in counter to what Liam just said, right? That definitely did happen with going to The Last Jedi, but this is J.J. Abrams again, and this is how J.J. Abrams thinks. J.J. Abrams thinks in like heartwarming, like what do they want to see?
He's the people's champ, isn't he? Really,
exactly.
He is,
what would be nice and what would be good, and that's how he thinks.
And Lost, so
yeah. What went wrong there? Nothing.
and he loves to rehash his stuff as well.
Yeah. So that's the end of the bonus podcast.
In a way, this is what he's done. It's an absolute masterclass, so he can get people saying Star Wars is a bit like Lost in the end. So he can enjoy his legacy.
His entire career built to this.
This is a guy. That is it. He's basically taking Star Wars and turning it into a big Lost comparison. That's what he's a master. He's a genius.
Yeah. All right. Should we leave it there? I've got a fucking sore throat. Do you want to talk about anything else?
I mean, I haven't got anything else.
Jake.
Listen, we haven't this time. In 2 weeks' time, it'll be. It's not
What
even
do you
Halloween.
mean? They had a 55-minute podcast. They've had an in-depth thing of.
Oh, you're not on about that. I was about to say the Halloween one will be next time, but no, it won't. It's like 2 podcasts away. It'll be Halloween, so it'd be good to talk about something spooky.
I'm going to Croatia
Yeah.
on my honeymoon.
Oh yeah, I forgot you've not done it straight away. And I'm in
We'll have to
Canada.
record it in advance.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it.
But we'll see you later anyway. It was good. Please, if you've got a better Star Wars theory than that,
Which you
the
haven't,
fucking
but good luck.
gauntlet's been put down now, hasn't it? So have a go. But yeah, let us know.
Take my words, put it on Reddit, call it your own if you want. I don't care. Do it in the name of special moves, though.
Yeah, go forth.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.